Hey guys, what's up? It's Wilfredo here and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to the final video of this 4-part video series. I'm your knowledge entrepreneur bringing you perspective, passion, and a social impact to you, the underserved student. I'm so grateful and appreciative to have you guys with me today because in today's video, we're going to talk about the importance of mathematics and why you need it for your future. So before I elaborate on that, let's go over a quick recap and review the takeaways from the previous 3 videos. Also, I'm going to share with you the latest test-taking strategies you'll learn at Wil-do Academy as it pertains to the mathematics section of the high school equivalency exam. So make sure you stay tuned till the end of this video so that you can have the opportunity to download it for free by heading over to wilfredoreyes.com or clicking the link below. Let's recap. So in video number 1, I talk about the importance of education being the first necessary step to living an abundant life, and how Wil-do Academy can help you achieve success through critical thinking skills that focuses on test-taking strategies that'll help you prepare for the HiSET test, the TASK test, or the GED exam. And in video number 2, I talk about how a high school dropout will earn about $200,000 less than a high school grad over their lifetime, and almost $1 million less than a college grad, and why you should really invest in your education and how to do it without going broke, by budgeting your money to put yourself in a happier, better position for the future. And in video number 3, I elaborate on how self-reliance and self-discipline will help change your life, and how self-reliance and self-discipline are the skill sets that have the power to lead you to success, that with consistent practice can help you move forward and prosper, and how I can help guide you through the process of your new journey from my own personal experience going from high school dropout to successful entrepreneur. So that was a quick recap of the first 3 videos. If you're new to my channel, I suggest you check out these videos first before watching this one, as it will keep you up to speed to the 4-part video series. So let's dive into why you need math for your future. So while studying for your high school equivalency diploma, have you ever wondered why mathematical reasoning is included? Maybe your future career doesn't have anything to do with numbers or math, so it feels unnecessary to you. An even bigger question, why do you need to understand math if you can get the answer to any problem by simply typing it into your phone? You know, it's hard to stay motivated when you don't understand why you need to learn something. It can start feeling pointless and discouraging. So to help you stay motivated, here are the most important reasons why I think you need math for your future, no matter what career you're getting into. The first is that math is everywhere. Many people would argue that math is the basis of literally everything around you. Math makes it possible for us to have phones, TVs, and computers. It allows us to make calls, send a text, Google something, or even watch a video like this one. Even art and music are full of math if you look closely. And second is that it'll help you manage your finances. Math is incredibly useful for everyday tasks related to money, so that when you're shopping for groceries or you're trying to figure out why you suddenly have less money in your bank account, you will use mathematical reasoning skills. This is such an important life skill because managing your money will help you live a happier, healthier, and more comfortable life. And finally, it'll be useful for your job. Math is important for lots of careers, even for ones that don't appear to be focused on math. Sure, you may not need calculus, but you will most certainly need to count, add, subtract, multiply, and divide in every future job. So if you want to go into any science and technology career, you'll definitely need math skills. Your high school equivalency mathematical reasoning skills will set the foundation for your college math classes that you'll need to pursue these types of careers. Who knows, you might even find that mathematical reasoning isn't as bad as you thought it was. Even if you didn't like math as a kid, your adult brain is fully capable of getting better at math skills. So if you want to learn more on how to set yourself up better for the future, then head over to wilfredoreyes.com or click the link below. There you'll find all the essentials necessary to master all 5 subject matters covered on each of the high school equivalency exams. Hey, and be sure that while you're there, join my private community called the Wil-do Incubator. Unlike Facebook group, it's free of ads so that you can stay focused on the task at hand. It's your resource for mental, spiritual, and financial advancement. It's for like-minded people like yourself to get together to bounce ideas off of one another. And I'll be part of that group to provide you answers for the most common questions. Also, be on the lookout for my new podcast show called The Wil-do Effect, whereas I'll be providing you even more free content to help you become the most empowered, authentic self so that you can start manifesting the life you've always dreamed of living. Now, without further ado, here's an example of the latest test-taking strategies you'll learn at Wil-do Academy as it pertains to the mathematics section of the high school equivalency exam.
Well, now we're going to go on to the last category in our math preparation, and that's the X factor, which is all about solving for an unknown. In other words, it's algebra. In its simplest form, algebra is an equation like this: 5x plus 12 equals 47. And the goal in any problem like this is to get x by itself. But how do you do that? The answer? By making everything else on its side equal 0. This makes sense when you think about it, because any number plus 0 equals that number. And all we're trying to do is to get x on its own. But there is a rule for doing this, and that is, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other. So here's how it works. First, we see that on the side of the equal sign, where x is, there's also a plus 12. How do you get that 12 down to 0? You subtract 12. But because you did it to one side, you have to do it to the other. So now you have 5 times x on one side and 35 on the other. If the goal is to get x by itself, and right now it's being multiplied by 5, what can you do? The answer is divide it by 5, because any number divided by itself becomes 1, and 1 times x equals x. So, doing the same thing to one side that we do to the other, we divide both sides by 5. The result is x equals 7, because 35 divided by 5 equals 7. Now, one of the best things about problems that ask you to solve for x is that you can plug in your answer to check. So let's try that. The question was, 5 times what plus 12 equals 47. Put our answer of x equals 7 in there, and you get 5 times 7 plus 12 equals 47. Is that right? Sure is, because 5 times 7 equals 35, and 35 plus 12 does in fact equal 47. Now, many test takers have found that this idea of plugging the answers in actually works for a lot of questions in the mathematics module. So they look at the question being asked and then quickly go through each of the 5 answers given until they find one that works. The test makers even developed a grid format to fill in for about 20% of the math questions, in part to make sure that not all problems would work on this multiple choice basis. But on some of the questions, which do give you 5 choices, here's a strategy you may be able to use. When you find a question where the answers are just numbers rather than ones with letters or equations, you'll notice that they're arranged in number order, either going up or going down. You see an example of that here. So what you can do once you figure out how to set up the problem is go right for the middle answer and plug that one in as a possibility. So to set it up, let's read the question. If there are 3 times as many cookies on the table than there are cupcakes, and there are 60 of these 2 kinds of desserts altogether, how many of the desserts are cupcakes? Okay, the question is, how many of the desserts are cupcakes? So we know we're looking for the number of cupcakes. It also says, there are 3 times as many cookies on the table than there are cupcakes. Well, that tells us that the number of cupcakes times 3 will be the number of cookies. And you know that together, they have to total 60. So on your scrap paper, you could write down something that looks like this. The first column would be the number of cookies. The second would be the number of cupcakes. And you know that however many cupcakes you have, you'll have 3 times that amount in cookies. So you make a note of that under cookies, and you circle cupcakes to remind you that that's what you're looking for. Then you start plugging in your answer choices, but you start with the third one. It tells you to put 20 in the cupcakes column. But 3 times that gives you 60 in the cookies column. Well, that totals 80, which is way too much, because you know there are only 60 snacks altogether. Now, here's the interesting part. If the third answer, 20, is too big, then the first and second answers have to be too big too, because they're even larger numbers. So just by eliminating the third answer, you've eliminated the first and second one as well. Now at this point, we'll try the fourth answer, 15. So, with 15 cupcakes, we get 45 cookies because there are 3 times as many cookies as cupcakes. So, add 45 and 15 together, and what do you get? 60 snacks total, which makes D the right answer. Now, please remember that this system doesn't work for every math question. It's only for the ones where the answers are just numbers, so they don't include letters or equations. And even then, you've got to be careful that you're being asked the right kind of question. But it is a helpful hint. You just need to pick the spots where you use it. And again, the more you practice and prepare for your GED mathematics, the more you'll find you're learning. And that will give you the confidence to really do well. Now, there's still a decent amount to cover in GED math, which we just don't have the time for here. Plus, there's only so much information a person can take in at one sitting. But we hope that what you've experienced here will help you see that you really can take on the GED.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that video short and you want the complete version of it, just head over to wilfredoreyes.com or click the link below and you'll be able to download it for free. And if you got value out of this video, can you kindly give me a big thumbs up? You know I'd appreciate it, and you know it'll help my channel tremendously. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing and share this video with your friends, your family, and on social media. And before I end this video series, I want to express my gratitude to you, my subs and followers. Because of you, the excitement around the arrival of the new Wil-do Academy has been incredibly successful, and I cannot be more grateful and appreciative for your support. So thank you again for the love you've given me. Hey, so make sure you stay tuned to my channel, as I will be pumping out videos on a weekly basis, and I promise you, I will be providing you with valuable free content to help you move forward and prosper mentally, spiritually, and financially. And don't forget to head over to wilfredoreyes.com or click the link below to learn more on how we can help you achieve success the Wil-do way. So let me leave you with this final note. Use your imagination to help visualize your future. Imagination is the most powerful tool we have. It's the workshop of our mind, but sadly enough, we don't utilize it to our fullest potential. The purpose of your imagination is to help you achieve your every desire. So once you've learned how to put your imagination to work for you, the sky's the limit. The world is yours. You'll be able to find solutions unlike ever before. So as James Allen wrote in his book, As a Man Thinketh, your vision is the promise of what you shall one day be. Your ideas is the prophecy of what you shall at last unveil. So use your imagination to impregnate your ideas so that it can become reality and manifest into greatness. So I hope this serves you well, and I salute you to your success at whatever it is you want to become successful at. Help me help you. Let's grow together. And as usual, if you can tell me what you want, I can tell you how to get it. Just put your comments down below and I'll be sure to hit you up.